Well, Bitcoin has been ranging sideways for the last 7 days around the $27,000 level, and I'm sure a ton of day traders have been getting wrecked as it's been ripping up and down in a sideways consolidation. So I'm going to take a look at multiple time frames, the daily, weekly, and monthly, to determine which phase of the market cycle we're in.
The bearish attack on our brave Bulls army was a major setback.
Chill out, bro. We just need to understand where we're at in the 4 phases of the market.
And then we can plan a counterattack.
Starting with the daily chart, this huge sideways chop right here, it looks like an obvious head and shoulders reversal pattern where the neckline was around $27,000, and it did look like it popped back above resistance and tried to invalidate this pattern, but the price would really need to go about 30,000 to invalidate this pattern. So now this daily candle, it still has 3 more hours to form. It does look like it's in the middle of this bear flag right here. And the target for that would be around the 200-day exponential moving average, which, if you zoom back farther into the chart, that would flip former resistance into possible support. My favorite indicator is the on-balance volume with a 21 simple moving average. Price is the result and volume is the effort used to produce that result. And we can see that volume did break below the last point of support right here. So this confirms that the effort used to produce this result is consistent, and that doesn't look good. So this is most likely not a bull trap, and this rejection is legit. The MACD indicator gave bulls some hope with this bullish divergence, and it resulted in Bitcoin popping back above resistance temporarily. And as you can see, the histogram is no longer contracting. Now it's starting to expand again. So the bullish momentum has slowed. And finally, the Vortex indicator shows that negative volatility has been expanding, which is the red line. Positive volatility has been declining. Usually when a crossover happens with a negative volatility above the positive volatility, that is usually a bearish sell signal, and it gave you that signal around right here at $28,450. So viewing the daily chart from the perspective of volume, momentum, and volatility, this confirms my bias that the daily chart is bearish, so I'm going to label it with this red dot. And taking a look at the weekly chart, things look a lot more positive. If we switch this to the Heikin-Ashi candles, we can clearly see that the floors have been rising and the ceilings have been rising. So that's a clear definition of an uptrend. And we can see that Bitcoin has pulled back to this 200-week simple moving average, which is a dynamic support and resistance line. And this weekly candle looks like, well, it still has 3 more days to form, but it could be forming a doji reversal candle where the forces of supply, the upper wick, are equally balanced with the forces of demand, the lower wick. So that would be a good spot where there could be indecision at this key moving average and a reversal might be in play. But I do like the horizontal support and the resistance lines a lot better. So let me just pop this out. I would say around the candle closes right here. It's around $24,300 would be a stronger spot for a reversal where former resistance would flip to support, and that would be extremely bullish if that happens. And taking a look at my favorite indicator, the on-balance volume, we can see that it's clearly above this bullish breakout zone. Oh no! But if we take a closer look, we can see that the on-balance volume just crossed below the 21 simple moving average. Oh! The MACD confirms that the momentum is negative. The bullish scenario is that the MACD is showing that momentum is slowing down, and hopefully Bitcoin just consolidates at this level before popping back up. But the negative perspective is that if these moving averages cross down and the histogram flips negative, it could signal a few weeks of downside action for Bitcoin. And taking a look at the Vortex indicator, we can see that the negative volatility has crossed above the positive volatility and gave us a sell signal. Seeing Bitcoin on the weekly chart from the perspective of volume, momentum, and volatility has changed my bullish outlook on the weekly chart. Price is always going to be king. We're in a clear uptrend. So Bitcoin would have to drop below the $20,000 level, this candle wick right here, to shift the uptrend to a potential downtrend. The indicators do point to more downside action, and I do feel the $24,300 level will provide very strong support, since the weekly volume is above the bullish breakout zone. Even though the volume, momentum, and volatility indicators do show weakness in this uptrend, it's a freaking bullish looking chart. I mean, I have to go with my bias that the Bitcoin is bullish. I'll give it a green dot right here. But I mean, price would have to drop another 26% for me to be worried about this uptrend flipping into a downtrend. Viewing Bitcoin on the monthly chart, we can see a ton of volatility. And looking at the Heikin-Ashi perspective, we can see that the ceilings have been falling lower and the floors have been falling lower. So this is clearly a downtrend, but the monthly candles are interesting because they are currently above the 8-week exponential moving average. During a bullish phase of the market, the monthly candles are bouncing above the 8-week moving average. And during the bearish portion of the market, the monthly candles are rejecting from the 8-week exponential moving average. So this could be a signal that we are at the beginning of a trend reversal. But to really make it an uptrend, we have to get above the $69,000 level. That could take several months to play out. But taking a look at on-balance volume, we can see that the indicator is right underneath resistance. And the 21 simple moving average is also providing resistance. More volume needs to come in to get this bullish breakout to happen. This MACD looks great. It shows that the histogram has been contracting, and we're probably only a month or two away for this histogram to flip bullish and to finally give a buy signal to long-term investors. The last time it flipped bullish was around 2020, and Bitcoin almost ran 600%. The volatility indicator gave us a buy signal right here, where after roughly 365 days, 1 year, positive volatility finally crossed above the negative volatility, giving us a buy signal on this crazy green candle, which wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, 6 months of downside action. Despite the monthly downtrend in Bitcoin, the volume, momentum, and volatility indicators do show us a different perspective, that this downtrend could be coming to an end. The volume is looking weak. The momentum shows that we've been bottoming out, so this was most likely the accumulation phase of the market. And we got a bullish buy signal on the volatility with this huge green candle. My overall bias is that the monthly time frame for Bitcoin is bullish. Even though that we're in a monthly downtrend, if you take a look at the recent price action, let's zoom in right here. And you can see the monthly candle closed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times above the 8-week exponential moving average, which is a dynamic support and resistance line characteristic of a bull market. So my bias is that Bitcoin is bullish, and I'm going to give it a green marker. So the monthly chart is bullish, the weekly chart is bullish, but the daily chart is bearish. And finally, here's my cheat sheet for the triple screen trading system. The monthly chart, which is also known as the tide, was bullish. The weekly chart, known as the wave, was also bullish. And the daily chart, known as the ripple, was actually negative. But despite all of that, we still have a long signal. So this means that it could take several days or even several weeks for the chart to flip back into a bullish phase of the market.
So, which market phase do you think we are at, DJ James?
It looks like we're declining. What do you think, Dave the Brave?
You may be right. We need to find a good price level to form a reversal pattern to absorb supply and take out the bad bears.
Unfortunately, it does look like there are some rough waters ahead with some volatile downside action potentially for the next few days or even a few weeks. But don't let that freak you out. I believe that we're at the start of a new 4-year cycle. You'll have to take a look at my previous video I did explaining the macro cycle theory. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe and comment below and let me know what you think, and I will probably do more videos based on your feedback.